Hello and welcome to a video by the Rose System. I'm Sarah and today we are picking back up from last week's video. So this is part 2 of responding to cinema therapy's video. If you haven't watched part 1, please check it out in the card up above. This is finishing those thoughts. Cinema Therapy is a great channel. You should check them out. You can find them here. Please check out part 1 and we will get back into the video. Alright, let's get into it.
So the idea that is dangerous of this film
Is that you can have a criminal inside a system?
Yeah, which don't get me wrong, I guess it's possible, but we have
Well,
so
anybody
little,
has the capacity to do terrible
Yeah,
things. That's
yeah.
any human.
but we have so little representation of DID in media, and usually what we have is it's a horror movie trope, or it's meant to be creepy, or just
Right.
kooky or weird.
Hence why I find the responsibility to lie on the content creator. The thing with DID systems is that we are hurt people. We are usually victims and survivors of extreme abuse or some like horrendous thing that has been prevalent and ongoing in childhood. We are more likely to fall back into being the victim than we are to become the perpetrator. Now, that doesn't mean that systems don't do criminal things. There are systems that do. But we are more likely to become the victim again than we are to become the perpetrator. And that's the thing with DID representation that I really struggle with. No one in my system is going to hurt you. They might try to scare you, but they're not going to hurt you. And if they are trying to scare you, it's because they are scared of you. Mist is scary because Mist needs to prevent you from harming us, or the perceived threat that you will harm us. Mist is scary because Mist needs to be to protect us. But Mist has never laid a hand on another person, and probably never will. And this representation is all that we are portrayed as, and it hurts. It does so much damage.
And that's a place where Split falls apart for me as far as psychologically. In real life, the personalities that emerge in a DID host exist largely because there was a trauma, and I'm here to help with that. I'm here to make you feel strong. I'm here to help you, as we'll see in Moon Knight, have a happy childhood because you don't actually have a happy childhood, but you can live in this.
By the way, find it super interesting that the core reason for Kevin splitting and Moon Knight, Mark,
Yeah.
splitting personalities, exact same.
Yeah.
Mom is obsessed with cleanliness, and so he has to.
And-
there's a new altar that is created to clean things.
This personality emerges to protect, right,
Yeah.
and to protect from Mother, and that is very true to life. What doesn't ring true to me for Split is that there are personalities that exist, so James McAvoy can show off his acting
Yeah,
skills.
seemingly just to be cool things that James McAvoy can do.
Yeah, they don't really serve Kevin. They don't really serve this greater purpose of protecting from trauma or helping through trauma.
Yeah,
They're just
I
kinda
love
there.
Hedwig, but what the hell is Hedwig doing?
Yeah, exactly. What psychologically is his role there?
Yeah, what is his psychological use?
Yes, so it's not always clear what an altar's purpose is. There are altars that form for specific reasons, whether that is to hold the trauma, to experience the trauma, or to help the body get away from the trauma. Some altars are formed without trauma to as you say, put on the positive and happy childhood memories. Hedwig has a purpose. We don't know what it is. And the thing is, it's hard to say. We're not introduced to them for long enough. And the other thing is, does an alter need to have a purpose? Their purpose might be to not have a purpose, to be able to do something that the body wouldn't normally be able to do, to exist in a way that the body doesn't need to survive. It's something extra for the body, for the system.
Kevin Wendell Crumb.
So
Oh yeah, if you use his name, it pulls him out, right?
he's
And
like Beetlejuice.
The core personality comes out.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's not a real thing.
No.
It is. Saying an alter's name can draw them to the front and can cause them to front. It depends on the system. Depends on who's around. I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. It can happen. It very much is a real thing that does happen. Calling for me can help bring me back into the body. It can also work the other way. If we talk about little A will get close to the front and will start to see and interact with the front, even if they don't fully take control of the body. So very much can happen, very much a real thing.
Oh boy.
Why it might work in his case is because his mom would say Kevin Wendell Crumb when she was punishing him, and it's a trauma trigger, and that brings him back to the trauma, which is when he was Kevin, and so that could help emerge Kevin.
Okay.
Particular
Yeah.
story we tell ourselves.
Triggers is another way to cause an alter to front. There are two main types of triggers, negative triggers and positive triggers. Don't use either on a system unless you have their explicit permission to do so. It's dangerous and it's a breaking of trust.
Dun, 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 dun. We're not crazy.
Use of we is accurate. So
Very much so. We do it all
Again,
the time.
I love Hedwig. Hedwig is great.
I have red socks.
there's an interesting concept here of they're all fighting for the light, right? And in this case, she's trying to get to the original trauma, and nobody wants to go there. It's too painful. Because Kevin comes forth, he's the original, and he's the one that experienced all the trauma, and
So once again, we come with the term original. It's an outdated term. The reason being there are systems where the main personality, that's in air quotes, my hands are working, main personality, isn't someone who was around in childhood. Take Braided Bunch as an example. Their host Charlie was formed much later in life to take on the role of being the one that everyone interacts with, take on the role of being the host and dealing with day-to-day life. So original is this outdated theory that is a stereotype for a lot of systems. Some systems do prefer it, some systems do prefer the concept of the original, but it's not the norm anymore.
none of them want to re-experience that. None of them want to think about it. None of them want to feel it. And so they're trying to keep him down. So whether or not they could rapidly switch through like that, like see who's gonna land in the top spot, I'd actually like to hear from any of our systems in the comments, because I actually don't know. My experience and my understanding of the research is that a personality steps into the light. Like I love that. I love that.
That's
language.
great phraseology. I like
Yeah,
that a lot.
a personality will step into the light, and they'll stay there for a while. My experience is that they don't switch through that fast, but again, I could be wrong. Let me know.
Yep, so rapid switching, very much a thing, happens to a lot of systems. In our system, we'll have like mini episodes of it where I'll be fronting and we're at a toy store and little A will front and pick up an item and we'll hold the item, and then little M will come in and put the item down and pick up another item, and it's this quick turnover that occurs. A lot of the time, alters are out for extended time, but sometimes it's just a quick turnover. It happens, leaves you with a shocking headache, known as switching headaches. Leaves you with a shocking headache. Something that does happen, something that we personally experience, and we know that a lot of systems we interact with also experience.
So Kevin, the original, doesn't say we. He sees himself as being taken over.
This is quite common for systems, particularly when they're just starting out. Like the host has just become aware. Generally, the way DID works is that the host is kept unaware that they have DID until they're in a place where it's safe enough to start to explore that. So this mindset that Kevin has, not uncommon, is something that a lot of systems do need to work on.
Dr. Fletcher.
Which again may not be the best message.
Who did that?
You did.
I swear I was on a bus. I don't remember anything after
I like that she interacts with the different personalities differently.
Yeah.
She doesn't see it all as just one person.
Which is a very helpful thing. Little A and little M and middle L and all the littles, all the children in our system, they all thrive on being treated as they are rather than as someone that they're not.
But he feels responsible for the behavior of the others.
There's a shotgun I bought.
Yeah, so he feels responsible, which is a good thing. It's called system responsibility. It's this idea that even though your identity and your alter's identity are different, together you make a whole. And so as a whole, you need to work upon it.
How realistic is this? It's not. Not even a little bit.
0?
Not even at all.
0.5?
This is the most unrealistic scene for me, with the rapid switching and the messaging of kill me, and there are parts of me that are dangerous.
Yeah.
Another thing that I think is terribly irresponsible in the film is that the psychologist is fantastic. And here's why that's irresponsible.
Because good psychologists get murdered? Is that why?
Yes, because if you view mental illness with compassion and empathy and humanity,
You deserve to die
then
and get
yeah,
eaten.
then you're a soft-hearted sap who deserves to get murdered, because no, they're actually terrifying and you're right to be afraid of them. Like that is the message.
That is the text of the film. Whoopsie.
Hence why mental health should not be a horror trope. It does so much damage. So much damage.
See, M. Night made a whoopsie. It happens. It happens a lot.
Listen,
And it's not
still,
okay.
that messaging is still...
What do you think of Split? What do you think of this episode? What do you think of us?
Cancel us in the comments.
Please don't cancel them. They are great. They really are. I really appreciate that they're willing to grow and learn. And this is a really good channel. They cover a lot of stuff and it's really good. They're very educational. Most of the time their information is right. So please don't cancel them.
Or don't. Please don't. We'd like to remain uncancelled.
So until next time, who would like a PB&J sandwich?
I'm taking the light now and I'm giving it to them. No one's ever gonna make fun of me anymore.
And
Watch movies.
that's good headway.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for this video. Thank you so much. And we're now going to switch to here and just... Yeah, so this is one of the better analyses of Split I've seen. We've actually got a medical professional commenting on it. A lot of his language is a little outdated, and I'm not sure if that's just due to the time he trained or whether he's just not familiar with the current positions on DID. Yeah, but really good video. Check them out if you want to see it all. Yeah, so this is our response to them. Thank you so much to Alan and Jonathan. Thank you for a great video. I was a little bit worried when it initially came up, but after watching it for the first time, I'm really, really pleased with it. It's a lot better than the Lord of the Rings multiple personalities video. Yeah, as always, I've left the links for this channel below and in the end screen card thing. My brain's not working. In the end screen card thing, we will also leave a link to this video that we've just reacted to. So thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with us during this video. We've been filming for about an hour now. Hopefully we'll be able to condense it quite a bit. Please know you're loved by the incredible God of the universe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!